Well, g'day everybody, and welcome back to Flight Sim. Also, welcome to leg one of my around the world flight. Why am I doing an around the world flight? Well, glad that you asked that. The reason why I'm doing an around the world flight is because I've always in Flight Sim wanted to do one. I never have, but with Microsoft Flight Sim 2020, then it gives us the opportunity to actually see the world as it is, which is absolutely awesome. I have no idea what this guy is doing here. This series will be quite a long series with many we'll do that, with many a lot of legs and a lot of flying and stuff to do. What I am going to do is I will be providing a flight plan for each of my legs on my Discord site. So there'll be a link to my Discord below, and I'll have an area there where you can actually download the flight plans that we are flying for every leg. I'll also probably be doing some a bit of streaming of this for some of the legs as well. I'm not exactly sure which way we're going to go around the world, but I think we're probably going to head sort of Europe way first and head across into the Americas after that, which is going to be really, really cool. Probably going to visit Russia. We're going to visit Vietnam, all those areas, right through to England, then across to the United States and stuff. For our first flight, I thought nothing more appropriate than starting off in Central Australia, and we are here at Alice Springs Airport. Alice Springs is it's the third largest town in the Northern Territory of Australia, and it's almost in the centre, and this is probably the perfect place to start. I think what we're going to do is we're going to fly from Alice Springs on our first leg. We're going to fly from Alice Springs across to or up to Tennant Creek, which is going to be our first destination and our first stop on our flight. We're heading north from Alice Springs towards Darwin. From Darwin, we are going to make the hop across the ocean to probably Port Moresby or somewhere else in Papua New Guinea, and then fly a bit through Papua New Guinea and sort of head sort of Vietnam way and stuff like that. Now, I have no idea what this guy is doing. I don't know why he is sitting here, just idling. Or this lady, hello, madam. Are you stuck? Do you have a bit of an issue there? What are we going to fly? What are we going to fly on this around the world trip? Well, I've chosen an aircraft to fly, and no, it's not that one. We are going to be flying the Kodiak, as you can see there. Now, the Kodiak, I don't know why that's interesting. I have no idea why my rudder's sitting like that. The Kodiak was kind of an obvious choice. Number one, I love flying it. Number two, it has very, very good range with a ceiling of, I think it's about 25,000 feet, which might get us through some rather nasty stuff. We are using real world weather all the way through this, and so I thought it would be a good option. No cargo pod. I've put Tundra tyres on it. It is Hotel Whiskey Mike. We'll be sort of monitoring our flight and our fuel right through our around the world flight, and we'll be accompanied on some legs by some of my YouTube members, and of course, who is normally flying with us? Well, it's normally Christina that's flying with us, so she will be flying with us for the first couple of legs. Anyway, all right, beautiful. So what we're going to do is I'm going to jump into the aircraft, and I will see you when we get in the aircraft, and we'll talk about our flight plan. We'll set the aircraft up and we will head out. All right, everybody, welcome to the cockpit. We've got Christina sitting alongside us for our first few legs. As always, she's always been a faithful co-pilot in good times and and bad times as well. Good times and bad times. That person is still sitting around there. I don't know what they are doing there. We've got about 600 pounds of fuel on board today. Our flight's going to take us from Alice Springs. We're going to fly over Neutral Junction via a couple of just waypoints and then into Tennant Creek. Alice Springs is Yankee Bravo Alpha Sierra. Tennant Creek, its code is Yankee Tango November Kilo. We've got about 10 knot winds at about 110. We're getting a little bit of variable stuff there, so that's okay. We're expecting to use our fuel report for the Kodiak today. We're expecting to use about 469 pounds of fuel. So we will be setting the fuel up in the aircraft based on that. Block fuel is about 764 pounds. So what we're probably going to do is we're probably going to throw about 800 pounds into the tanks, which is easy enough to do. 400 pounds in there. We've got 70 pounds of Christina cargo and 60 pounds of my stuff, which is just baggage and stuff like that. Everything else is looking good inside the aircraft there. So we're going to start this up. It's been a while. It has been a while since I've actually started this aircraft up, so you will have to bear with me just a little bit. We're going to throw. I know that I do remember that we did have some issues, I think, with the landing lights not working and stuff like that. Other than that, everything should be okay. All right, we're going to make sure that our fuel is on. Come on, there we go. Thank you very much. Both of our fuel levers are on. We're going to push that little fella in right there. We're also going to take out number, what was it? It was number 3. Was it number 3? Standby attitude. Yes, it was number 3. We're going to pop that as well. Reset our view back to there. Everything's sort of firing up there. We're going to bring our alternator on and our bus 2 on as well. Bring on the fuel pump. And we will bring our ignition on. Generators are both on. We'll fire the aircraft up. We'll throw our prop into there. Let's bring this on so that we can actually monitor the engine. Let her all fire up. I'm using FS Realistic Pro in this. Okay, introduce a little bit of fuel there. Let the NG and the ITT come up. Make sure that our park brake is on, which I should have done in the first place. Silly man. All right, we're going to throw our nav lights on for now. We are also, well, we won't put our taxi lights on as yet. We'll just let everything sort of settle down, get everything in and up and running. Make sure that our altimeter is set. So I'm looking super forward to this flight. I really am. Just the entire around the world thing. It's just it's going to be absolutely awesome. All right, I'm just going to adjust the trim back just a touch for our takeoff, which is about there. I'm going to bring one stage of flaps down as well. All right, let's just double check our fuel quantity. Our fuel quantity is good. Everything's looking good there. Everything's in the green. NG, that's all perfectly fine. Just going to bring that up just a little bit, bring our throttle up just a little bit. Okay, we will turn our auxiliary fuel pump to standby. We'll turn our starter to off. Everything there is okay. Everything's looking good. I still don't know what this person back here is doing. But yeah, flying out of the red center today. All right, air traffic control. Let's tune to Alice Springs ATIS for this one. Listen to what they have to say.
Alice Springs Airport information, Charlie 21000. Wind 125 at 10.
Runway 12. All right, lovely. Let's tune to ground for that. So we will be taking off from runway 12, which is perfectly fine. We have our flight plan in at the moment. Let's just set some other stuff up here. Let's go to our OBS. Our CDI should be on GPS. Our initial runway and heading is going to be 120. So we're going to bring this around to 120 so that we know exactly where we are at. There we go, lovely. It's been a while since I've flown in the Kodiak, so we need to sort of keep our eye on that as well. 109 knots on that. That is lovely. Okay, everything else is looking pretty good, so we should call ground and request our taxi clearance, and let's get this inaugural flight on our round the world flight happening.
Ground Hotel Whiskey Mike with Charlie request taxi to the active north departure.
Hotel Whiskey Mike taxi to and hold short of runway 12 via taxiway November Bravo Mike. Contact tower on 118 decimal tree when ready.
Okay, beautiful. Let's acknowledge that taxi clearance.
Taxi to and hold short runway 12 via taxiway November Bravo.
Make sure that we put our taxi lights on as well. And they have been set. Nice. We'll set our air conditioning to auto today. We'll set a temperature of around about 23 degrees. Should be okay in both. We've got a mixture of seats in here as well as cargo areas. So we've got a little bit of a mixture on this, and we are ready to go. All right, lovely. Looking super forward to this. Wish me luck. Parking brake is going off. And off we go. We'll donk this guy on the way out. Just donk his head. That will be good. Alright, lovely. So we're in low idle. Got a low RPM. I think we were supposed to head out that way. I do believe. Yep, getting lost already. Getting lost already. We might actually head out this way, I think, to runway 12. That'll be okay. Down this center line down here, which should be okay. All right, I feel myself. Let's see. He's parked a little bit too close, isn't he? He's parked very close. Nice looking aircraft, though. All right, we're clear on both of those sides. All right, as I said, she's been a while since we've flown in the old Kodiak. So hopefully everything goes really, really well. I haven't flown it since update 10 either, which is going to be pretty interesting. Alright, we will be heading around to the right, which will be good. Everything's clear there. Everything is clear there. Beautiful red dirt. Beautiful red dirt in Central Australia. We're going to fly across some pretty amazing Central Australian desert, which is going to be absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome. Going to head across the Tropic of Capricorn as well as we go. We are going to be changing into various sort of climate zones and stuff like that, which again is also going to be pretty interesting. We'll pull ourselves up just here. And we'll throw our parking brake on. Alright, so we will be taking off from the runway. We'll be doing a left turn, and once we've hit 500 feet, we'll be climbing out and doing a left turn, intercepting our GPS track around about just to the right, just to the east of the town of Alice Springs. and then we'll be turning to head. Once we intercept our truck, we'll be turning north to head to our first waypoint and our first point in our plan, which is flying over the airstrip of Neutral Junction. Okay, we've got a Qantas flight coming in right now. Okay, that's beautiful. They're coming in at runway 12 there. You can see them sitting up there. Nice Qantas flight. Let's request our takeoff clearance.
Tower Hotel Whiskey, Mike ready for north departure at runway 12.
Hotel Whiskey Mike altimeter 29er, full wind 165 at 10. North departure approved. Cleared
Okay.
to take off runway 12.
Lovely. We've got takeoff clearance, so we're going to have to take off before this
Takeoff runway 12 Hotel Whiskey
before this Qantas aircraft comes in. So let's get everything moving. We'll make sure that our mixture is or our conditioning is fully rich. We'll come in here. I'm a little bit concerned about this Qantas flight coming in, but we'll see how we go. We're going to do a rolling start, I think. Okay, taxi lights off, and we need our landing lights on. There we go, lovely. All right, we are lined up and ready to depart. Let's move. A little bit of a shake there, as you can see in the aircraft, due to FS Realistic Pro, which is an absolutely fantastic program. And up we go. Whoa, 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 whoa. She just like threw herself off of there. Absolutely threw herself off of there. All right, lovely. Lovely. I'm going to fly out of here manually for now. We'll just try and keep the runway line. You can see the beautiful, let's acknowledge that.
Tower Hotel Whiskey might continue for north departure.
The beautiful and amazing Aussie desert. It's incredible. If you ever get the opportunity to come out and for the Aussie desert and fly in the Aussie desert, please do so, guys. Seriously, please do so. Okay, we are going to bring our stage of flaps up now. And you can see the town of Alice just over there. So what we're going to do basically is we're going to do a left-hand turn and we're going to intercept our line. We'll probably do a little bit of a U-turn, have a look at the airport on our way out. Got the Rangers over there. And we'll climb ourselves out. Beautiful, climbing to 8,000 feet.
Hotel Whiskey Mike leaving my airspace frequency change approved.
All right, perfect.
Tower Hotel Whiskey Mike frequency change.
June Melbourne Centre, who are in control of this entire area. And there it is, Alice Springs Airport, everybody. Alice Springs Airport. Climb up to
Melbourne Center Hotel Whiskey Mike is type 3 miles east of Alice Springs, 4,500 feet. Request clearance to transition Charlie airspace.
that Qantas flight must be going around. We're going a little bit 2327. Code 232. 7.
Qantas 790 is missed approach at Alice Springs.
Yep, that was a missed approach. There you go. 2327.
You are 2 miles east. Climb and maintain 5,500 feet. Expect ILS Yankee runway 12 approach via Alpha Sierra transition. Clear to Alpha Sierra.
Okay, lovely.
Squawk 2327 Hotel Whiskey Mike.
That didn't ident. Transponder. Ident.
Climb and maintain 5,500 feet. Expect ILS Yankee runway 12 approach
Code.
via Alpha Sierra transition.
Back.
Clear to Alpha Sierra Qantas 790.
What's that problem there? Don't know what's going on there, but it's not identing. Have a look at that scenery out there.
Traffic is 2 o'clock 4 miles at 6,100 feet.
All right, we're turning into track now. I have no idea why that transponder is not identing. Is there a bug there somewhere or something?
Qantas 790 traffic in sight.
There we go. Lovely. Lovely. All right, beautiful. That's the town of Alice Springs just down there, guys. Out in the central desert. Third largest town in the Northern Territory, which is pretty cool. All right, we're getting a few bumps and scratches on our way out, but we have intercepted our GPS course now. So that's all the McDonald National Park out there, out through that area there, and you can always find northwest out in the desert. And I learnt this when I worked out in the desert for years. I worked out in the Strzelecki Desert. They always said you can always find north and south, or east and west, because the dunes always run sort of east and west. We're heading north at the moment, due to the way the wind blows and stuff right across the desert, and you can see right through here that it's all just running through that way. Well, most of it is anyway, so pretty interesting. And there she is, Alice Springs. I have never been to Alice Springs. I haven't been that far up into the desert there. So, interestingly enough, going to make sure that we've got our altitude. She's going to pick that up, and it is perfect, and that should level us out at our desired altitude. Beautiful, 8,000 feet. All right, lovely. Now I don't know why this
790 traffic is 5 o'clock 3 miles at 3,500 feet each craft B30.
I have no idea at all why this transponder is not working. I don't know what's going on there. It's on standby. Let's turn it on, and that's our code. There we go.
North of Alice Springs, 8,000 feet.
I didn't turn
Charlie airspace.
I didn't turn the bloody thing on. Let's acknowledge that.
790 have the Beechcraft B30 in sight.
Cleared through the Charlie Airspace Hotel Whiskey Mike.
Okay, lovely. All right, if you get too high with that little window open, you do end up crashing this plane as well. So that Qantas flight is coming back in for another approach. I'm wondering whether it missed the approach because we were taken off and we got our takeoff clearance. I'm not sure. I am not sure at all. But yeah, here we are. We're settling in for a beautiful flight over Australia's central desert. I mean, a majority of Australia is desert and is like this, so it's actually pretty amazing, isn't it? It's pretty amazing to see these colours and just see such a vast landscape. What do you think, Christina? Is this the first time? No, you've been flying with me around Uluru, which is actually a little bit south of Alice Springs. So, all right, just settling the aircraft down a little bit. I'm bringing our MP down to around about 2040, and I'm going to bring our torque down to about 1050, I reckon, and we'll sit and cruise at that. Got another aircraft sitting out there. I can actually see it on my radar as well, so we need to keep our eye out on that. Everything else is looking pretty good. Our strobe lights are on. Our strobe lights haven't gone on. Why haven't they gone on? There we go. That's a little bit better. Could have got in a little bit of strife for that. We've got our cup holder there. We've got no coffee. Did we bring a thermos, Christina? Did we bring a thermos? I'm not sure. But yeah, there we go. Look at that. It is beautiful.
Hotel Whiskey Mike traffic is 11 o'clock 4 miles at 9,000 feet Boeing B767.
767.
Report them in sight.
Hotel Whiskey Mike traffic in sight.
In-game ATC does...
Boeing Delta Whiskey X-ray traffic is 10 o'clock 2 miles at 8,100 feet. Report them in sight.
We're at 8,100 feet. Did I not set my altimeter properly? May not have done. Yeah, in-game air traffic control does not do a super job of separating traffic and stuff like that. I don't think... Well, that Qantas flight was actually inbound for an ILS approach, so they could have still been quite a few miles out. So I guess getting our takeoff clearance was okay, and it got us moving anyway. So that should be okay. But sometimes you do tend to become get relatively close to other traffic and stuff as well. So, which can always be a little bit of a problem. Just a little bit of a problem. Okay, lovely. So we are north of Alice Springs. We're going to head over the Wood Green Conservation Reserve soon, and then continue making our way direct to Neutral Junction, which is Yankee November Tango Juliet. Barrow Creek will be to our left just before we hit Neutral Junction. We'll have a look at that. We're going to be flying north as well, past Wauchope Airport on the right-hand side, and down into Tennant Creek. Expecting runway 11 for Tennant Creek. So the current weather out there is apparently, whether we can rely on it or not, is about 010 at sort of, well, no, 170 at 10 knots. So I'm getting a bit of a mixture on 170, 150. So we should expect to be landing on runway 110, I reckon, when we get up there. So should be good. Should be an awesome first flight and first leg of our around the world trip. It is going to take us a while, a couple of episodes probably to get to Darwin, I would say, but for now we can sit back and we can relax, just keep monitoring the aircraft. We're heading directly north at the moment. Everything is looking good, fuel's looking good, everything's in the green. I'm happy with everything else. We're sitting on around 130 knots. We have a 17 knot sort of tailwind at 150 degrees, which should help push us along a little bit as well. So definitely probably an awesome aircraft to do a around the world flight in, just due to its versatility, its STOL capabilities, its altitude that it can fly at, as well as its range and stuff like that. I think it has a range of, about 1,300 and something nautical miles, I think. Something like that. Anyway, but
7990 traffic is 9 o'clock 4 miles at 9,000 feet Boeing B767. Report them in sight.
I don't think she was talking to us, was she? That's all happening down around Alice, isn't it? Yeah, she's talking to all of those people. So we should be able to cruise at a true airspeed of around 174 knots in this, which should be pretty good. Should have about 285 pounds left in the tanks when we arrive, which should be good. I don't think that there's going to be too much more information there. We will just continue to monitor the aircraft and enjoy our flight, and definitely enjoy the scenery. All right, just a little bit of a check in there. Everything's going quite well. Fuel's looking good. Fuel flow's looking okay. I've got us sort of set to about 160 knot cruise. We are currently about 1 minute out from neutral junction, and I was trying to spot it, but it's probably going to be like a tiny little airstrip out there anyway. So I don't think we're actually going to see it. Out there somewhere, right there is, which will be that strip right there, is that's actually Barrow Creek Airport right there. So we are almost coming over the top of neutral junction. So as you can see, there's not much out here. There is not much out here. That's just a plain little airstrip out there, which is actually really cool. But yeah, it's just been a flight of constant desert with slight undulations and stuff, and a little bit of colour change. It's looking really nice out there. Also, this is probably about neutral junction is probably about halfway. The halfway point for us on our flight across here. It has been a while so far that we have been flying, so we're probably maybe just over halfway. Everything's going really well, except for we are copping a little bit of a few bumps, a little bit of turbulence. We're coming into a little bit of turbulence every now and again. We have been lucky with a tailwind most of the way, which has been sort of averaging or maybe around sort of 14 knots or something. So that's kind of helped us out a little bit as well, which is really cool. I can't see the airport over there, but we basically just flew over it. We're at basically Neutral Junction Station, which is a rail station, and there's a tiny town. There's a tiny town here called Tara, which is Tary, and it's been really nice to see all of the spotted little communities sort of scattered just out in the middle of nowhere, you know, like a little community with about 10 buildings or something in it. It's actually quite nice to sort of see that type of stuff, and to just sort of discover these things as you go. So really enjoying this flight. I do love flying in the across the desert in Australia, which is really cool. We're looking at sort of the creek that runs through here, which is not really too much of a creek. Is actually called Taylor Creek. Runs during the wet season, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty dry most of the year around. So you can see little scatters of creek bed up there and stuff. But yeah, so far guys, not too much to report. We haven't really come across any other traffic, especially at 8,000 feet. We probably could have climbed a lot higher for this flight, but I did want to really have the ability to enjoy the scenery down there. So it's been quite nice. All right, I will see you guys when we get a little bit closer to, unless something goes wrong, of course. I will see you when we get a little bit closer to Tennant Creek, which I'm looking forward to moving into, landing at, and yeah, should be really cool.
Hotel Whiskey might contact Brisbane Centre on 1 tree for decimal 0. Good day.
Brisbane Centre. There we go. 134, what was it? 1340, 13. Yep, definitely getting a lot of turbulence here. 0, that out, thank you very much. There we go, perfect, and we'll swap that over. Let's contact Brisbane Centre.
Brisbane Centre, Hotel Whiskey, Mike 8,000 feet.
Hotel Whiskey Mike Brisbane Center altimeter 29.78. Continue as planned.
Continue as planned, lovely. Just make sure that that altimeter is set. 2978 is good. All right, beautiful. Perfect. Let's see our next. What are we, about 32 minutes out? 32 minutes out from our destination. So it has been quite a flight. I will see you guys when we get closer. Alrighty, lovely. We're about 29, about 30, yeah, just under 30 nautical miles out of Tennant Creek now. We are actually at our top of descent. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start slowing the aircraft down a little bit and getting ourselves into a little bit of a descent. We are going to climb down to let's see, what is the airport? The airport altitude, the pattern altitude for the airport is 1,000. The airport is 1,200 feet. So we're probably going to run down to about 2,000 feet. I would say just over 2,000 feet, and we'll start reducing our altitude to that. About 2,100 feet. We're going to do a probably a 3 mile final, I reckon, for one-way 1-1, unless of course there is a tower there, which I'm not sure of, and whether they will give us any type of clearance to a particular runway. So there we go. Let's just bring this down, and we'll just trim down a little bit. All right, so we are set up. We'll keep this speed for now, and we'll just monitor how we're going. We're about 22 nautical miles out now, so we probably need to reduce our or increase our descent rate just a little bit. For now, get ourselves down. So just a little bit about Tennant Creek. I'm not going to go too far into explaining a lot of the areas that we go into, but we'll have a bit of a squiz about what it is. The Tennant Creek's just off of the Stewart Highway, which is the main highway that runs right up the centre of Australia. It was I think the last they say the last gold rush in Australia took place there in the 1930s, earning the town the title of the territory's Heart of Gold. Yeah, which is actually pretty cool. There was also a camp hospital there during World War II. Those old buildings. There's actually it's called the Tuxworth Fullwood Museum, or Fullwood Museum, and that is full of gold mining artifacts and memorabilia and stuff there. But that building was once a camp hospital during World War II. So you can explore around. You can explore the old telegraph station, which was constructed in 1872, and it was the link in the overland telegraph line that connected the outback with the rest of the world. It has a lot of sacred sites and stuff like that, as well as you can go there and you can do some bull and bronco riding, barrel racing, stockman's challenge and stuff, and of course. Australian outback is renowned for its really large cattle stations and stuff. So, yeah, just a little bit of information about Tennant Creek as we descend down into said Tennant Creek. I'm looking forward to doing a landing here and finishing our first leg of our flight, which has gone relatively well, to be honest. It has gone relatively well, so I've been pretty happy with it. That is Tennant Creek just over there, from right there. You can sort of just see it in the distance there, where I'm pointing there. So yeah, it's a nice remote outback town, and something that is actually going to be pretty good to land in. So let's get this little beast down. Let's slow him down a little bit as well. I'm going to bring my torque up now. We have been copping a bit of we've definitely been copping a little bit of turbulence and a little bit of movement and stuff. Not too much. We had a few pockets on the way where we actually did cop a few big bumps, but other than that, everything's been pretty good. I'm going to bring a stage of flaps in now. There we go. We do have a little bit of a vacuum problem as well, which is a little bit concerning. I've got a warning light on for vacuum. So, all right, let's see if we can tune to Tennant Creek. Right there, lovely, and we'll tune to their traffic. We'll tune to their automated weather and see what's going on there first.
Yankee Tango November Kilo, automated weather observation 22000 Zulu. Wind 127 at 10. Visibility tree. Sky condition clear. Temperature tree 4C, dew point 10C. Altimeter 29072.
29072. We will set that. I'm going to continue on with my runway 11 approach, or 110 approach. Let's announce a full stop landing there for our first step, and we'll announce our position as well. Get that all out of the way.
November Kilo, Traffic Hotel, Whiskey Mike 10 miles southwest, 4,200 feet inbound to land runway 11.
Okay, lovely. Everything's looking good. The airport is just to the north of the town itself, so like practically connected to the town. So we'll come up and we'll do a right-hand turn and fly ourselves into the runway. Runway heading. I am going to sort of mess with my with my heading here as well. I will sync our heading bug to where we go, and I will actually change over into heading mode now. So there's the town there. The airport is just sort of just up here, I think it is, just about there somewhere. Is pretty well it, so should be okay. What are we sitting at now? 3,100 feet. So we are almost. We're about 2,000 feet above the actual runway surface itself. I'm going to start slowing the aircraft down a little bit more now. Get everything ready for a landing. As you guys know, I do actually like to make sure that I'm prepped for landing quickly enough in this aircraft. I'm going to bring another stage of flaps down as well. We're going to land with 2 stages of flaps. Always like to make sure that I am prepped for landing really early in this aircraft. All right, we are nearly at our altitude that we want to be at, and we will do a turn on a 3-mile final for the runway. Going to suffer probably a little bit of ground turbulence. You do get a lot of wind coming through here. Our wind at the moment is sitting at around about 20 knots, so at 105. So we do have a bit of a. We're going to have quite a headwind coming in. You can see the pattern that I've got set up there, which is good coming into Tennant Creek there. Everything is looking good. Need to bring in a little bit more power. Nose is starting to come up a little bit. Need to make sure that the aircraft is flying the way that it needs to fly for us to get into this runway. So it's the one thing that I've got to continue to monitor, and that I sometimes do not monitor. So, yep, everything should be all right flying in here. There's the runway right there. I'm going to turn off the autopilot altogether, and I'm going to take control of the aircraft. There we go. We will call in and say that we are on our base leg.
Yankee Tango November Kilo Traffic Hotel Whiskey Mike is on base runway 11.
All right, a little bit of trim there, just to trim the aircraft. There we go. We'll fly in and we will call final.
Yankee Tango November Kilo Traffic Hotel Whiskey Mike is on final runway 11 to land.
Lovely. Everything is looking good. We've got a little bit of a right crosswind there. We're actually landing on the incorrect runway here, but that will be okay. All right, what a lovely place. Tennant Creek there, just off of our nose. Beautiful. Flying is one of those magnificent things, isn't it? It's one of those absolutely magnificent things. Let's slow the aircraft down just a little bit. We can, at our current weight and stuff, we can actually afford to touch down at around 63 knots if we want to. It was runway 11 that we were going to land at without a crosswind, but for now we will we'll keep this happening. We're getting a little bit low. There we go. That's a little bit better. Keep the nose up. We're running out of speed a little bit more power. Bring ourselves in. Line ourselves up with the runway. And there we go. In we go. A little bit rough. See what we can do there. We've got a little bit of shake happening there. All right, beautiful. Okay, let's see if we can get a little bit of an airport diagram up here. I think we might taxi down this runway, which is the runway 11, which is what we were going to land on. So let's see if we can zoom in there and see where we're going. Yeah, we'll head down here. Beautiful. Okay, lovely. Yeah, as you can see, the wind on the runway is at about 11. Is that 11 knots or is that 17 knots? Yeah, it's about 18 knots. So she was a pretty full-on crosswind, but we managed to do it all right. We'll head down here and we will park this aircraft up and shut her down and finish our first leg, which is going to be. It's actually good to finish our first leg. Let's throw one stage of flaps up, and we'll taxi with just one stage of flaps down. Welcome everybody to Tennant Creek in the Northern Territory. If you want to get eaten by a crocodile, I'm sure there's watering holes around here that where you could quite easily go and fulfill that fantasy. A lot of important Australian historical artwork and Indigenous artwork here as well, which is all pretty cool. I myself haven't been here. I haven't been to the Northern Territory. I've been right on the border, but I haven't actually been to the Northern Territory. So, yeah. So it would be. I do plan at some point in time on doing a trip down there. Let's turn that off, and we'll turn our taxi lights on. There we go. Lovely. Taxi into here. We're going to bring our mixture down for our taxi and bring our prop down for our taxi as well. Looks like they want us to park up here, so we can definitely do that. There's a few aircraft here. You can imagine, you know, some of the people doing a lot of bush flying and stuff out here, running resources, all that type of stuff would be pretty cool. All right, I'm just going to bring this around, nice and easy. I'm a little bit temperamental on the brakes there. And that should be okay right about there. Perfect. Let's throw that on. I am going to have to check what this vacuum issue is, and the reason why we're suffering this vacuum issue. I do not understand why we are, but yeah, everything is quite fine, isn't it? Let's starve this engine. Feather the prop as well. Let that shut down. There we go. How was that, Christina? That was actually a really nice flight, wasn't it? That was a beautiful flight out here. Okay, lovely. All right, let's cut the fuel there. Let's cut our fuel up here as well. There and there. That is good. And we'll shut this aircraft down. So strobe lights, nav, taxi, and beacons are off. We'll make sure that everything else is off there. Ignition can come to off as well. We will throw the auxiliary bus and the avionics bus to off, and the engine itself to, or the battery itself to off. So there you go, guys. There you go. Welcome. Oh, if I can get this out, to Tennant Creek. What's going on there? There we go. That's a little bit better. We'll have a little bit of a walk around if I can get the height right. This aircraft is like that one that was sitting there with that was running. If we've got any aircraft, I can actually hear aircraft running here as well. So, yeah, Tennant Creek in the Northern Territory. It's sparse. It's warm. It's hot. But it is it will be an absolutely wonderful place to visit. So that was leg number 1 for our awesome little Kodiak flight, and for our around the world flight. So you can see the aircraft blowing around in the wind a little bit there. We have to put the chocks down and stuff. But thank you so much for watching this, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this first leg. I will, as I said, put the flight plan on onto my Discord, so keep that in mind if you want to actually fly that leg that I just flew, and I will be doing that with further legs as well. So yeah, absolutely awesome. Thank you very much for watching, guys. If you have any suggestions on any places, any actual places that you would like me to fly as we're flying through the world, we can see if we can work that out and throw that in as well. But for now, thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys next time. Bye.